but it's not piling. I think they're calling it something else because they're not screwing it, they're bashing it in. Can I stand on that?
Yeah, well,
whoa, that's so far down. That's cool. It's deep, it's either 4 or 6 meters.
yeah, it doesn't have to be light gray.
Really? Whoa. So this is what gets shoved in the hole, and this, right, shoves it in. It set the fire alarm off earlier. Basically, the dust, smoke and all, whatever it came from it, went out that vent, went into the fan, look at this fan outside, wherever it is, and it got sucked into the engine room, so it triggered the fire alarm, so the engine turned off. So at least the fire alarm works, but yeah, engine stopped. So really, if it keeps happening, we'll just have to turn it off until this bit of work has been finished. Here's another bit of kit. Same principle. Yeah, I think apparently it vibrates a lot when doing it, because yeah, it's literally just like shoving it, like banging it. Wow, we look at all them dollies. And this is the is this the shuttering? Okay, the wall. That's cool. That's really cool. And are those where your downspouts will end up going in them holes?
That's condensate.
Oh, condensate. Got it. Wow. Do it. So they put these frames in the ground, and then they lay the rebar, obviously in between it, and then these frames. We've got these frames here, yes, which are put in the ground, which hold the rebar, and the rebar strengthens the concrete, obviously. But basically, these wooden boards are used to hold the concrete shape, and the wooden boards are held by this, and the string is obviously held by this, so they'll make sure the board is in line with the string, and then they just pour it and they fill it. And this was filled this morning, and it's fab. So what they'll probably do is tomorrow they'll take these wooden boards off and they'll keep going, and they've got to go all the way around and all the way back down there, so it's actually really quick. And obviously they just skim the top, make it flat, bish bash bosh, they make it look easy. Honestly, so straight. Gee whiz, man, they're so good. So this is where the lagoon's gonna go, so they've made a start.
Good dry spell for it.
Yeah. Because is the road gonna shift over to the left a bit?
Yeah.
Not that there's much road left. Fab. So I don't think these Dutch lads, they'll be gone like this week. They'll all be done and then they'll go off, and then we just wait for the next team to come, which will be doing the steelwork. So they'll come, I think someone said the 4th of September, and we've got our contractors doing the grounds work. They've just started this week on the lagoon, so I don't know how long that'll take, but I'm assuming it's going to be probably there's quite a bit of work involved with it, I think. So they've got to fill that bit there, not to block the gateway. This big pile here has got to move, and then it'll go. Are they going to go onto that grassy patch a bit more? Is that about it? It can't get too close to the pond.
Come round.
And it's a bit of like a teardrop shape, isn't it? Being wider at this end, and then narrower at that end, and then this road here will just kind of go more straight. So today he's been drilling the holes ready for the dollies. So what he does is he drills the hole, and then when they're about to do the concrete, he'll just do a quick zhuzh, because obviously it falls in a bit, and then the concrete goes in immediately. And then when they put the dollies in, they use these frames to line up the string so that the dolly is at like a perfect 90-degree, like obviously facing the right direction kind of thing. You can't have it just a bit skewer, it has to be bang on. So it follows those metal frames, there'll be a string. So cool. pretty cool. Kind of feels like Mars. So the substation, I think, is final day tomorrow, which is really exciting. So I can't wait to show you all what it all means, because I have no idea. Cool! Wow! So they filled the holes in. So then they'll come back and they will make sure it's 300, which looks like probably over there is pretty close to it. And then they'll fill that with concrete and it'll just flow over the top into there, and then it'll all fuse together and be super strong. Cool. Ta-da! It's wild, isn't it? How have they done that? Yoo-hoo! Look at it! Oh my goodness, it looks great! They're so perfect! Them dollies, are you kidding me? Immaculate! Wow! Whoa! How on earth have they done that? I love it. So I've not really done much of a video again this week, but in my defence, there wasn't a lot of progress this week in terms of the guys who are doing the footings. I've done it, amazing. And the guys who are doing the lagoon encountered a bit of a problem, so things were delayed, but I think they're on track now. So next week, providing this kind of water situation dries up, the lagoon will be underway. So this is what we call the, I call it the shuttering. I don't know if that's correct, I call it a wall. This basically is the outside perimeter of your greenhouse, and you will have your steelwork bolted to it. You can see we've got this drain pipe, so this is for condensation, and then the roof water will come down the outside and go into a drain, an external sort of drain, which will off-scoot it into the lagoon. And then obviously you've got your dollies, all immaculately placed, look at that. And that's also what your steelwork will fit to, and then once your steel's up, they can glaze it. It's really quite simple, and apparently the steelwork goes up really quickly when they come. So they're coming not next week, the week after, to make a start on that. But I think we've already had some, you can see we've had some arrive, some trellises over there. So we encountered a bit of a problem on the lagoon. So the problem was we've got a gateway at the bottom of our field, and by law we can't block off the gateway because it's not our field on the other side. So you have to keep access, obviously. You can't just block off someone's gateway. So there was a bit of a, I don't know, a miscommunication and whatnot. The drawings didn't account for the gateway. So work started and the gateway got blocked. So it was kind of a bit of like a, we're gonna have to change this now. We can't carry on with this build in this place. So they resurrected, they sorted it all out, and now they've made a start, but then it's rained, so that's fun. It really has rained. Oh, jeez, man. Let's go and have a look at this lagoon. Here it is. Right, this is part of the lagoon. So basically what they have to do is when they build the lagoon, they have to build a wall around the outside. So the wall will come up above the ground level, it will come up and act as a bit of a flood barrier, and also it just helps with the structure of holding in all the water, because there's going to be a lot of water in there, which is a lot of pressure. So this is kind of what this is. It's got a name, I can't remember, but it's going to come around here and it's going to go up there. And as you can see, like, our road used to be here, so we're going to have to shift our road over, which will just follow up the greenhouse. Oh, you see our road was all actually went all the way through there. So our new road will go up here along the side, and then it'll go round and it might go just up to the back. But this is basically going to go in a bit of a teardrop shape, so it's going to go wide at that end and then back round, missing the gateway, and then the wall will come all the way along and just join up. So that's kind of to prevent it from flooding and whatnot, really. So, 1 minute. 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 1 min it's a big trench. Oh, I see what you mean. It does wobble off, doesn't it? So that's all right, yeah, okay. And then that's another
This is
problem there as well. Yeah. So that he reckons they're just gonna dig the whole lot up and then just redo. Well, to be fair, it's not very, it's not tight. But a good job it wasn't any further this way.
Oh yeah.
Because then it would have drilled into it.
I think that's why it was this way. It was just a case of just get it in that.
Yeah, just head that direction somewhere. I don't know if you can hear that rumble, but that's the roller over there. Tell you what, that has got some power in it. It's like vibrating. It sounds like a helicopter. Let's have a look. That's really cool. So this week we've not had much going on in terms of footings because it's all done and ready. We've had a couple bits of steelwork delivered. I think the rest is coming next week. We've had all these guys being delivered, which are the putting up all the steelwork, putting the glass in. It's like the actual greenhouse builders equipment. That's that there. There's just been work on the lagoon this week. We have encountered some problems, but I think we're over them now. So it's going ahead. They are building it, and I think it's now quite good. Like we've had to do a new plan, a new sort of map of it and how it's going to be, and it's good. So that's what they're doing. In the engine room, we're waiting on concrete first thing next week. So that's all prepped and ready, and it's looking cool. We've had a bit of problems with this trench, so we've dug this trench out to reveal the CO2 pipe and the wastewater pipe, and it's been cracked in a few places, and it's obviously a bit wonky because when we did this 8 years ago, we didn't know where the new greenhouse was going to be, so we just made sure it was out of the way so that we weren't going to drill through it. But ultimately, basically, we're just going to have to relay it. So that's a bit of like an extra thing we didn't think was going to happen, but it's happening. So the easiest thing to do is rip out the pipe work and relay it, and then it's spot on and proper and exactly how we want it. So that's kind of not a setback, but it's just an added thing that we've got to think about. So I don't know if they're going to get a few more guys here next week just so that we're still on schedule, but otherwise we're just waiting on the steelwork to start, which is the 11th of September. So a week to go and they will start putting the steel up, which is going to be so exciting. Very much looking forward to it. So this is what the lagoon is looking like now. And it is a Sunday. It's Sunday the 3rd today. Just for context, so it's been 2 weeks into one video, but we've finally got something resembling a lagoon. Wow. I wasn't quite expecting it to be like this. So it was a bit slow getting started on the lagoon because we had to alter how it was because we were blocking in a gateway. And I think there was something to do with the structure of it. They'd got it as like a double bunded, something like that, whereas we only need one wall for it. So here we go, this is the wall, which is big. This is cool. I'm going to swim in this when it's done. So this is what it looks like. This is thick. I wish I could give you dimensions, but I have no idea. Wow. This is a high wall. This is so we don't flood anywhere. So this will be, I can't remember how deep it is. I think we're like 2 or 3 meters deep. Maybe that is so wrong. Who knows? But look at that. We zoom in. Like this slope is really steep and it's really tall. Like I should have maybe stood here and flown my drone because, whoa. I can't believe it. That is nuts. I thought it was just going to be a pond. I don't know if there's a deadline on this as such, It's not like we're waiting on. It's not like there's a team that's waiting on it to be done to then like make the greenhouses. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the greenhouse has a deadline. The footings had to be done and ready for the 11th. I think this just has to be done. So it started, and it's really big. It's really tall up here. But obviously, like this has to be so high so that it doesn't flood. So they've just had to rework it up there. And then it's gonna have a liner, and then it's gonna have water in it. So that's going to be really good because we do struggle for water here. We've got about 9 boreholes and about 4 of them work, and the ones that do work are full of iron, so it's a problem. So this, think of all the water we can have. All them tomatoes will be happy.